Life is a journey, isn't it? And I've chosen to share this particular chapter with you, and not just with you, in some ways for you, to ride in tandem. And some of the distances I'm covering this year will be geographically long, but taking trips across my life. And with each of these 12 months, going to 12 significant places. But this is far more than a trip down memory lane. This is an encouragement at whichever stage of age we are at. What can we do with where we are? What can we do with where we've been? And what can we do with where we're going? So it is a trip, a road trip, a journey, a shared experience. And also this coincides with a currently released album. You can see some of the cover behind me, inside of me. I've been sharing a lot of that, particularly through TikTok and YouTube. Other platforms as well are available. And also, this year is bringing about the release of at least one more album. And that album is a reform of songs that have been previously released under the name Oversoul and the Architects of Passion. I will reveal to you, I'm beginning to share this in social media, the representation. It's not the exact artwork. In fact, I've just made a decision because I've renewed the artwork. I will put that over this section of video here, the renewed cover artwork. The font is going to be the same as the album inside of me. So effectively, it's like a signature. It's like I'm signing these songs that are being shared. And these songs that I've written that are being shared, it's more than, I'm not trying to make it worthy or anything else that it isn't, but it is more than I'm a singer-songwriter releasing music. Why? Why is that? Because at the stage of life I'm at when I'm doing what I'm doing, the reason, the motive, the why, the heart, the soul, the spirit, the passion behind this music is more than the fact that I am releasing products, if you like. By the way, and I often do this, but I do want to do this, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. I'm not trying to separate this as more valuable than anything else. The reason I'm doing it this way is because of where I am in life. And I'm now beginning to share that more publicly. I enter into my 60th year on planet Earth. But without further ado, what I'm going to do is share with you. None of this is written. There's several rhymes there. Without further ado, what I'm going to do is share with you the first chapter, month 1, January. January the 21st, to be precise, I travelled to my place of birth, Stevenage. So I'm going to share with you that journey, and I've also got something really, really exciting to share later. There's going to be exclusive snippets of versions of the upcoming album, and also elements of the currently released album inside of me. But I've put together pieces of the road trip, 350 miles round trip to my place of birth, Stevenage, and back, with a car that I had some slight concerns over, setting off early in the morning. And I did a live at the end of that day when I returned as well. So I was a little tired, shall we say. But I'm sharing it with you to say it's never too late. We can begin whatever we want to begin whenever we want to begin. It's not too late. It might be a change in circumstances of life. It could be pursuing a new occupation, career, hobby, pastime, whatever it is. So that's what I'm sharing. And I'm also building up to a massive goal at the end of this year, 2026, a Christmas double release, maybe even possibly triple release, who knows. So past, present, future aligned, I'm sharing my journey with you and for you. So let's take a look at Wednesday, the 21st of January, 2026, when I travelled to my place of birth and back. Good morning, hashtag morning voice. I'm just waking up. It's just coming up to 5:30, but 21st of January, 2026. A journey, not only of my life, but the past, the present and the future. And I know some of what I'm sharing, the different stages we go through in life, sometimes the gaps. When you go back to the past, I'm travelling back to my birthplace today, Stevenage. It's early morning. It's just over a 3-hour journey. I'm in a car, obviously. I'm not walking it. That, at the moment, has had a couple of issues with it. So I'm taking a fractional risk for the fuel gauge. It's not working properly. 112,000 miles this vehicle has done. You can tell it's early, it's dark in the car. Cars have got their lights on. 12 places, 12 months, 10 songs. 10 songs from an album that's released now, Inside of Me. 10 songs from an album that will be released late spring, early summer. Halfway towards where I was born, from where I live. Currently live in Warrington, on my way to Stevenage, stopping approximately halfway. Watford Gap Services. I would say the sun's coming up. It's not quite. So it is cloudy down south too. And I'm wondering whether I might start getting a nosebleed soon. I spent that many years in the north. It's been a while since I've been down south, but that's where I'm going. The car's doing well. I think the fuel gauge has actually started working. So I'm capturing all of this in little bite-sized moments. 12 months and 12 locations of places I've lived in my life. And we've started. January 21st, 2026, place of birth, Stevenage. Sponsors, that would be wonderful, because I'm going to go to quite a few different places, and the journey is not just mine, it's ours, because I'm sharing humanity everywhere I'm going. Ish. So we begin again. We reform. We remember as much as we can. And as I share with you the 12 months, 12 places of this, my 60th year, there will be stronger memories. And there will be places I'll go back to, oh wow, I remember when I did this here and I did that there, because that was when I was moving into the remembering years. Places like this, the memories are with somebody else. Hello there. Hello. Live. Stevenage. Weather's not the best. I've gone back to somewhere close to my place of birth. For those who don't know me, I'm a singer-songwriter. Whoever's there, let me know you can hear me, because otherwise this video is going into the ether with no sound. The town that I was born in, Stevenage, I've travelled with stops 4.5, 5 hours. I'm living in Warrington currently. So I'm going back to the beginning. And this year, 12 places across 12 months, I'm sharing with you locations that were pivotal in my life. So 12 months, 12 places. Sharing an album that's released, Inside of Me, and sharing an upcoming album that's due for release. And what I've decided to do in this, my 60th year, is go back to the beginning. 12 months, 12 places this year. my 60th year on planet Earth. And I'm not going back just into the past. I'm looking at the present, where we are now, and I'm moving into the future with you. So when I'm doing this, this is a campaign. I'm not doing it on my own, but I don't have a team. I'm with you. And together, we're going to conclude this year more than we were at the beginning. Each of us together. That's what I'm offering. Creative reform. Inside of me, inside of you, inside of us all. So I'm going to keep it there. I will look forward to being with you soon. Stevenage, my place of birth, but also a place I've revisited today with reform in mind, rebirth in mind, sharing humanity with you in mind. A long journey, 4.5 to 5 hours, with a couple of stops en route from Warrington to Stevenage. And here I am. I'm going to be sharing more across the next 12 months of this year, 2026, and we're reforming together creatively. So I'm back in the car now. I'm traveling 4 hours or so with stops back to Warrington every month this year. Every month this year, I'm sharing 12 significant places. And it's like an advent calendar backwards. And not only I'm not taking a trip down memory lane as such, because I'm visiting with you the past, the present, and the future. And creatively, we're reforming, renewing, rebirthing, if you like. So I wandered back to my place of birth today, Stevenage. And I don't remember it. I was just a baby. I didn't go to school there, didn't grow up there. So no real particularly strong memories attached to the area. Apart from, of course, a recognition it was the place I was born. And through the next few months and this entire year, in chronological order, I'm going to visit places that had deep significance to my life. So as we go through the year, there's going to be more of an awakening and a remembering of places. But within this is not some sentimental journey. Not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way. This is not a trip down memory lane. It's an opportunity for you to join me in this journey of life. So today I began. Place of birth, Stevenage. 350-mile round trip, there and back. And I'm now popping into alive. Tired, slightly frayed, but with the energy that's required for where I am now with you. And I will continue next month. Funny enough, I saw signs for it. And I didn't remember it being in geographical close proximity to Stevenage. It isn't. But as I'm travelling from Warrington, northwest of the UK, to Stevenage, Hertfordshire, I see a sign for Felixstowe. That's where I'm going in February. It works as well. Felixstowe, February. So I'm not saying this is some strategic plan. It's fractionally disorganised. As I was going, the gauge on the car, the fuel tank, wasn't working. And I'd had a message from the garage saying, it's okay, don't worry, the tank's full. I even did a little bit of research. And then, in the middle of the journey, it started moving. It's not like an old one, it's the digital ones. Now it's working. There's some shift there. This is not a journey of age. So it's not, 60 years old. And now, not that there's anything wrong with that, by the way, as well. I'm looking back at life. My life. It's not that. Why am I sharing that with you? Because it's okay to do that. That would be fine. But that's not what it is. I want to go deeper. And I want to share a message of past, present, future. So, of course, I have to look at my past. I have to look at my present. I have to look at what the future is. And for me, it's more. And it's whatever it will be. And I'm not ruling out possibilities. So you joining me in this journey, we're going to see where it goes and how the outcomes of this happen. And we're sharing it together. That's what it is. That's why I'm doing it. And encouraging others to harness the past, the present, the future. If you have, fantastic. I'm genuinely really pleased for you. I'm not here to find gaps, holes in people's lives to be able to fill and to share that. Not just the past, not ignoring it, not just the present, not ignoring it, not just the future, not ignoring it. All of those three things together, aligned. That for me, in a philosophical thought, is one description of success, however you measure success. Embracing past, present, future collectively and coordinately, harmonically, together at the same time, not separating, not segregating. So I think I'm going to conclude with a song because for me, I feel tired, and that's okay. It's been a long journey today, and it hasn't just been going back to the past, as I've just said. There's things that have stirred up in me at this time, not just the past, because I don't even remember the area. And there are thoughts that have come to me for a deeper shared experience for the future. This is why I do what I do. Thank you and love to you, but this is why I do what I do. Because if I don't talk about my life, then how can we connect?
Wander down the narrow lanes that lay across the pathway of my innocence. Loyalty had shaped the younger me, but dawn is now closing on the year of defense. How can you gather the pieces of yourself once fractured? How can you heal a soul schism, move your mind? Truth's never really hard to find. From prison to eternity prison. Let your light shine. Let your light shine.
A lot shared there, but not everything. Parts of. I'm doing lots of lives in TikTok, sharing some of the content here in YouTube as well, and across other social media platforms. And already the connection is developing. It's incredible. It really, really is. Trips down memory lane, even though that's not the fundamental reason I'm doing this. I'm looking to share life experience to connect with others. Regardless of age, I was going to say ageless, without age. I'm not concerning myself with that. This is not a journey of age. Yes, I'm talking about how old I am, of course, because that's how old I am. And because I'm doing what I'm doing now, releasing music, I'll share a bit more about the Christmas book at the end of this year, hosting a podcast, doing many, many other things. I'm an advocate. Ambassador's a bit strong. I'm an advocate of it's never too late. You're never too old. You can begin. I might be having a career different to when I was offered a record contract when I was 17 or 18. That will come out. in future episodes as well. Because remember, this is going to be every month. I'm doing this every month. We're beginning with January 2026. I share with you a journey, return, revisiting to my place of birth, Stevenage. Next month, it's Felixstowe. I have very little. I do have one memory, actually, I think, of living in that area. A very, very special Christmas present, ironically. But I'll share that next month, February 2026. February the 6th and 7th, I will be travelling back to where we moved to from Stevenage, Felixstowe. I don't know exactly where, but I'm going to be going to the general area. I think it was a little bungalow from vague recollection and, of course, memories that have been passed to me, and I'm going to share that with you. But before I share something else with you, a couple of things in the outro, potentially. I'm just looking for permission on these. Because I'm reaching out in social media, I'm coming into contact with people that I've known from childhood, from being at school, from growing up together. And I'm really hoping the person's going to say yes. We'll find out. And if it's no, that's okay too. Because I was in a TikTok live and lo and behold, somebody popped in to the live. I've literally just at time of recording messaged them to ask them if it's okay. I've got a feeling the answer's going to be yes. Because lo and behold, there was a blast from the past from secondary school. Amazing. And this is going to happen more throughout this year. But I want to play a little bit of music to run concurrently through this year. Track 1 from the currently released album, Inside of Me. I created videos for each of the 10 tracks from the album. It's everywhere, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. You'll find it everywhere. The listens are going really, really well in Spotify. I'll talk about that as the weeks and months develop as well. But I'm going to play to you now a couple of minutes or so of track 1, The Forgetful Thief. And then we're going to have a very, very special, potentially double outro. But before that, enjoy. Check out Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. You'll find me in TikTok as well. Ray Coates Voice. Connect in this human journey that I'm sharing with you. Past, present, future. Some people forget what they have done when they've stolen parts of our past. If that speaks for you, listen very, very carefully to the lyrics of The Forgetful Thief.
And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again. You better lie to make it true. You shed a tear to gain some proof. You led a child to lose belief. You better lie, forget thief. You took my name, dragged it through the mud. You painted me with my own blood. You led my child in false belief. You grew the lie, forgetful thief. And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again. And all the king's army and all the king's men couldn't put my reputation together again. You created
Brilliant guitarist Mark Walker. We are collaborating. I've written these songs originally. Mark is working with me. We're working together. And the album's already released. Slight typo. You may have noticed it. Somebody did in a previous sharing of that video, which is 1st of November 2005. Of course, 2025. Last year. I do all of the graphics, videos, of course the writing of the songs. I'm a songwriter myself. So sometimes imperfection creeps in. And we're all that. I'm not claiming this is something extra special, I'm sharing me, inside of me, for you. And it's a fascinating combination. The Forgetful Thief meets Humpty Dumpty. Check out the rest of the YouTube channel because there's tons of examples of full-length versions of the songs, accompanied by really, really interesting visual partnerships. And some of them shouldn't work together, but they do. And the combinations are, at times, slightly uncomfortable. But the album is really around deep experiences. In my life, yes, 17 years ago in particular, but they are connecting with so many others as well. And it's that sharing of the reality of the emotional, traumatic experiences we've been in. And sometimes how others can take those experiences and paint them in a completely different way. So I'm not just speaking for me, I'm speaking if that resonates for you. And I'm bringing past, present, future into everything that's being shared. So that's the current album. That's the current album. Now, I am hoping I may even possibly step to the side. In fact, I'm going to. I'll be back in a moment. This could go horribly wrong, incredibly well, or maybe even nothing could happen. Like this school friend of mine and many of us, I'm not in social media all of the time. I share a lot here and I connect a lot here, but I'm not here all the time. So I've sent a message asking if it's okay if I mention this individual and also if I include a clip from our interaction in TikTok. I was doing a TikTok live, and that was yesterday at time of recording. It's 24th of January 2026. If you want me to be precise, it's 11:45 in the morning. We've just gone to 11:46. Don't know why I shared that, but never mind. And yesterday evening, I shared a TikTok live, and this individual came into the live. So I don't know at the moment, there you go, I've gone into TikTok, whether or not there's been a reply to my message. There hasn't. There hasn't. That was about 15 minutes ago. So what I'm going to do is there will potentially be a short gap here, which is the video of the interaction. And then after that, I will, well, in fact, I'll let that speak for itself. So I'm hoping the individual comes back and exclusively I will be sharing evidence of what my intention is for this year and beyond, which is not trying to ignore the past. And what I mean by that is everyone has their version, of course. Some versions are blatant lies. Yes, they are. And I 100% feel I've experienced that. Yet, of course, there are aspects of the past that we ourselves are responsible for. Yes, totally, 100%. I accept that. I take that. So what I've decided to do, because I've never really revisited the past very much, just as a person, I'm just sharing me. I don't want to ignore it anymore. I don't want to avoid it anymore. But equally, I don't want it to consume the present and the future. So I'm revisiting. And as a result of that, of course, I will connect with individuals along the journey. And there's already been an example of that. So I'm now going to share with you a clip of the interaction between me and a good school friend, played in the same secondary school football team. Watch the interaction because it's an example of what's going to happen this year. Past, present, future coming together. And then I'll come back in a moment and talk a little bit more about what happens next.
Brotherhood of man. Give us a follow, Paul. Imagine all the people sharing all the world. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I cannot end the live now. Is that my good friend Paddy? Is that my good friend? Remember when I had a mullet? I'm glad I did. I think it is. If it is, that's amazing. Yay! Good man, how you doing? How are you doing? Wow. Now, do you know what's interesting? I'm hoping you're not offended by me calling you Paddy. Paul, that was what we called you at school. Wow, in the school football team. We had success, didn't we? And I know my skills got better as a result of being with incredible players like you, Mark West, etc., etc. Is that as in nope, you don't mind, or nope, you'd rather I didn't? Another life, Paul. Absolutely, Paul. I'm journeying, my friend, across all of the places that are significant in my life this year. I started this Wednesday, place of birth Stevenage. Next month, February, I'm going to Felixstowe. And get this, I'm then going to be going to High Wycombe, then to Lane End, Stokenchurch, and many other places as well. So when I'm in that area, I'm likely to be close to Bartholomew Tipping School. It's not as posh as it sounds. I know, Paul, you'll back me up in that. Wow. So watch this space, Paul, because more's coming. Where are you now, my friend? I'm not looking for full address and postcode, by the way. I was very quiet at school, wasn't I? Generally. So, no. I'm coming to Aylesbury. I don't know exactly when. Trying to think of the order of the months. That would be, I think it's July. And I'm planning to do things around what I'm doing. So, that's incredible. Paddy/Paul. Wow. What a way to end the live. And that is an example of why I'm doing what I'm doing. 60 years young. 60 years young now. Album out, Inside of Me. Check it out, Paul and others. And also, I'm reforming an album at the moment that's coming out late spring, early summer. I'm releasing a Christmas book. And actually, I'm not going to talk about a school that gets a mention in it. It's a work of fiction, the book is. No characters are based on anybody I know. Really want to emphasize that. This is incredible. Paul Redmond, a.k.a., as was known at the time, Paddy, different times. And Paul accepted that within the live. Paul accepted communication. We've accepted each other as followers, because obviously TikTok's different to Facebook. Finding out a little bit more, I'm sure I will in time, about the time that Paul was a Football League referee. Fascinating. And also in the journey. I've already mentioned next month, February, to Felixstowe. Don't have any many. I do have one particularly, but don't have many memories of that place. I was very young, but I definitely have memories of places like High Wycombe, Aylesbury, Lane End, Stokenchurch, the Isle of Lewis, Lower Barvas to be specific, Buckingham, Milton Keynes, Whitefield, Blackpool, and now living in Warrington. I've travelled round a bit. And there's going to be elements of life experience, the past being revisited, but not only mine. That's the point. And even if I've not been in these places with you, perhaps the way I share the journey will enable you to embrace. And I do genuinely.
feel really, really emotional as I'm sharing that with you. Making friends. Making friends with the past, the present, and the future. Take it a step further, and I'm really feeling this with you. Maybe not just making friends, falling in love with. Falling in love with the past, the present, and the future. And we can do that. We can do that. Even through the pain that we've experienced, and yes, of course, being human beings with regret, created for others. I'm not claiming this as a one-way experience. Never have, never will. But it is tragic when people do lie about the fullness of an experience and influence, tragically, traumatically, others, particularly within the family. So I'm going out on a limb in some ways. I don't quite know where it's all going to conclude, apart from the one core thing I know I have, and my desire is to take every experience and to reform it. Let's go back to the album cover. To reform it into a better version of itself. To make something, create something out of the past, the present, and the future. Comment, like, subscribe. If you're in the Felixstowe area, February the 6th and 7th, if you've got an open mic, if you have a place that you could say, why don't you come and do something here? Reach out. Let me know. March is going to be High Wycombe. Reach out. I haven't got a date set as yet, but reach out. Let me know if there's an open mic, an event. I will come and join you. Share some music, have some chat, be human together. This is part 1. My place of birth, Stevenage. We're already moving. I look forward to seeing you in future episodes. Check out the rest of the content here, including the podcast with Melanie Richmond Waters, Mel, Hope Out of Trauma, and more. Check out the music inside of me, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, YouTube. Watch out for the upcoming album, Oversoul, The Reform. Aiming for release late spring, early summer. And we're going to play out with a version that's already released under the name Oversoul and the Architects of Passion. See, hear, and speak. Let's continue to communicate. Let's continue to affirm the human experience and to connect together. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.
No evil, you need to know evil to truth see. Unbelief we must reconcile. See, hear, and speak. No greater cause than to let the secret of love's light leak. Pause no more, open the truth and cry out. See, hear, and speak. No blind like to lose your way. No deaf ear to truth today. No voiceless heart, let me hear you say. See, hear, and speak. See, hear, and speak. See, hear, and speak. You need to see her to save the meek. Love, be, live, go the extra mile.